What is going on, guys? Today is day 648 of my self-improvement journey. So today I typed to 27,000 words. I also made a big, I don't know if I would say big, it's not like crazy or anything, but I made a change to my writing, which I am now writing in third person instead of first person. So, yeah, it honestly is a pretty big change because, so I'm writing a series, and obviously in a series you're going to want to stay consistent and stuff, but I am switching to third person because first person just does, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. You know, the books I'm reading, like The Shining and stuff, and not just because, you know, of other books, but it just doesn't like feel right, you know, because I'm writing from a multitude of different characters, like perspectives, like 10 different characters in this book or something that I'm like actually like really focusing on from their perspective, and doing it from first person. I'm literally only using the word I, like I did this, you know, I talked, I asked, I said, I, you know, whatever. It feels like the same character, like it feels so repetitive, like it feels like I can't decipher between the different characters' voices, and I can't make them like unique to themselves. So like, I keep saying like, but Marcus is he's a leader, and he wants to command like basically an army of giants. He's the leader, but the giants, they don't really care, they just like are lazy and whatever. And Sandra is just a girl that is human and wants to just be with Liam, her boyfriend. And that's, I mean, maybe something else will happen, I don't really know. But yeah, she wants to be with Liam, and obviously those two different characters, they're gonna be a lot different. They're, you know, they're different. And so when I'm using I, it feels like I'm just writing the same character over and over and over again. So I'm gonna change it. The I mean, bad, I don't know if it's a bad thing, but I mean, it's not gonna be easy, is that my first, second, and third book were written in first person. My third book, there's some sections that were written in third person, and the prologue in my fourth book was written in third person. But it just feels like third person, I don't know, it feels more fluid, and it just feels more natural. The reason why I started writing in first person was because I was reading like Percy Jackson, and you know, all the way to like Trials of Apollo. Like I was reading all of Rick Riordan's mythological books, and he writes in first person, so I was just like, that's what I was reading for like 3 years or like 2 years at the time of when I started my first book. So I was just very used to first person, and so it felt natural. But now it just doesn't really feel natural. And the reason why I'm gonna have to change my other books is because, well, you know, you want it to be consistent. You know, if one day I will publish these books, this is a plan, one day, someday in the future, I don't know when, but if I publish the first book, like the first 3, and they're all in first person, and then the 4th book comes out, it's in third person, and it's like, my readers are like, what the heck, we're expecting first person, and we get third person, it's like, so weird. So, it will suck editing, like, all them freaking words, going from, like, I to, like, Marcus, or to Jack, or Ithamar, or Sandra, or Liam, or whatever. So, yeah. I mean, for the first book, the only character perspective I did was just Liam. Like, I didn't write from other characters' perspective, and then the second book I did Sandra and Preston. And there was no third person, and then the third book I did some third person for, like, what would it have been? It was, like, basically like past. There's like one character, Arcanum, Callium is his actual. I mean, he has like 2 different names because he faked his death, and so he had to like change his name. But Arcanum was his actual name technically. And when I was writing from him, I did third person. But Jack and Ifamar, the 2 main characters of the 3rd book, I did first person. So it just felt like I was like writing the same person, you know. It doesn't matter, like, go from one chapter, I'm writing I, then the next chapter, I, you know. So it just feels redundant. Instead of like I feel like saying Marcus talked, and then the next chapter it's like Tom talked, you know, said, what, you know, I said talked is, I'm not really gonna use talked, I'm gonna say said. But yeah, so other than that change, and stuff, writing's been doing pretty good. I'm excited to keep writing tomorrow. I'm doing pretty good. I think this book is gonna be an interesting one. It's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm very excited to see where it goes. I like how it's going so far. So yeah, but other than that, I got to page 325 on The Shining. So I just read, there's might be a little bit of spoiler, but, so I just read the Inside Room 217 chapter, which you can't, you know, actually I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, I just read that chapter. I'm not gonna spoil. It was a pretty interesting chapter. I don't understand how he writes like horror. Like, how do you write horror? It's just insane. Like, I get it for like a movie. It's a bit easier to scare someone, but like, how do you like scare someone when reading a book? Like, I remember a couple years ago, I would say like, how do you get scared reading a book? Just put the book down. Like, I mean, even like watching a movie, I would say like, just close your eyes. It's that easy. You know, just put the book down. Don't think about it. But it's like, it's so hard to not. I don't understand, man, how he writes like this. It's just insane. It's so cool. It's so captivating. It's just epic. I don't understand how he does it, but it's crazy. I remember when I was reading it, over a year ago, back in July of 2023, like when I first started the book, not when I like finished it in November or whatever it was of last year. I was reading, and this part was a little scary. I mean, it was, you know, suspense and stuff. Basically, this kid, he was dangling his feet on a ledge, and then like a wolf or whatever, like a wolf that could like move around and, you know, whatever, I think he grabbed the legs or something. I don't know what he did, but something like that. Like, right when I read that, I looked like I'm reading on like, so you have obviously the 2 different pages. I'm reading over here or something, and I look over, just glance over, and I see a spider crawling on one page, and I literally like yell. I got so scared. It was so funny. I yelled, and then I'm like, holy crap, and then went to go grab like toilet paper or whatever, and then I flushed that thing down the freaking toilet because, oh my, dude, that scared me. That's the scared, like, I mean, it wasn't really the book, it was the spider more, but I like to say I actually like got jump scared by the book, because I mean, it was like right at the scary part basically. But yeah, dude, it was like such a good book because it was like an emotional roller coaster. There was like so many, like, I literally like verbally laughed from reading that book. I've been verbally laughing reading this book, actually. I remember this one part in it. It was a joke made by a kid, one of the 7. If you've read the book, it's, if you haven't, it doesn't matter. But the joke is like, I don't remember exactly how he said it because that kind of matters. but it was like, no matter how much you dance and jiggle, and like pee will always know, like no matter what, it'll always, like 3 drops will always keep falling onto your underwear. I don't know. I said it so badly. I literally don't know how it goes, but it was so funny when I read it. Like I verbally laughed, and he did it like in like a song type, joke. It's so funny. I verbally laughed. I cried at the end of the book because it was just sad because everyone is like forgetting this stuff. And I got scared, and it's just, there's so much happened. And then there was like the suspense, and not the complete end of it, but like really close, like within 100 pages or something. There was like the really weird scene. Pretty interesting, if you read the book. It's pretty odd. I mean, it could have been a lot more odd, though. I'll say that for sure. I'm not gonna say it because, like, But yeah, other than that, I mean, it was a pretty good book. But that is it for day 648. 2 days left. So it'll be on Thursday. That's my meet day as well. So 650. Dude, I'm getting closer to day 1000. We still have quite a bit of ways to go, but like 350 days. It's still almost a year. So still got time to plan and to keep working on stuff, reading and writing and more. So yeah, that is it for day 648. I hope you guys have a great day, and don't forget to follow your dreams. Goodbye.